by any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parks, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you.
Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network. I'm your host, Waz, and I'm back. So look, man, we doing this a little different. Because of what's going on, I felt like it was only right to actually break this out. I've been tracking this really for the past couple of weeks, but now it's time to put it all out on the forefront with what I've been looking at. So look, man, Malachi Toney is going to break Ahmmon Richards' freshman receiving record at the University of Miami. In 2016, Ahmmon set that record when he had 934 yards receiving, right? That record has stood for a minute, and it's about to be broken again. And Malachi Toney, statistically, is having the best season in the history of Canes receivers for freshmen right now. He is having the best season in the history of the entire program at wide receiver for a freshman, statistically speaking. And if you want to go past statistics, the impact that he has had on the game, he is having the best season, the best freshman season ever for a wide receiver at the University of Miami. Baby Jesus just turned 18 a month and a half ago, having the best freshman season in the history of the Miami Hurricanes, dog. So we tracking this, and I hope Twan put it up on the screen, bro. Put it up on the screen. We tracking it. Malachi got 562 yards receiving through the first 7 games. He only needs 373 more yards through the next 6 games. Now, how I did that is we're playing 5 games for sure. And for some reason, if we don't make the playoffs or whatever the case may be, no ACC championship, no playoffs, we still play in a bowl game, he would only need 62 yards per game in order to break the record. Now, obviously, we can't predict the future, and this is all predicated upon the fact if he stays healthy and all of that. But right now, he's on track to break the record. And at 62 yards a game, he needs basically 75 a game throughout the 12 without the bowl game to break it. And I honestly think he's going to get it. Mario them loves keeping up with stuff like that. Like when running backs be on the verge of getting 100 yards, they leave them in until they get 100. That's the reason why we lost against Georgia Tech. Because instead of kneeling the ball, Mario was trying to get Don Chaney to 100 yards. We ain't going to even – that's a whole nother story. But they are – I know they're well aware. And one more monster game, and it's going to be super there, but he's only 373 yards away, people. And what we're seeing him do is something that most Canes fans have never seen before impact-wise from a freshman wide receiver because of how it's happening, right? So in 2016, Ahmmon really started. He had one really good game in the first 7 games of the season. And then in the back end, he really started cooking, right? So it's a little different. And also, like, you see the explosiveness that Toney gives us in the return game is different. It is so different. So we're tracking it. The record will be broken. Malachi Toney is on pace of having the best freshman season in the history of UM at wide receiver. So look, man, when we speaking about Malachi, it's so crazy when you think about like where we were last year with this position to where we are now. Right? So we talking about Malachi, so we just gonna stay on like one of his biggest impacts so far. To me, he saved the game against Stanford. The one-handed catch that Beck threw behind him that he called, I believe that was 4th down. And the 2 punt returns, man, he provided great field position on both. One of them we didn't even score on, which we should have scored, but Jacoby Thomas got in his way, and then we ended up turning it over on downs. But the juice and everything that he provided to give us like that extra kick that we needed, bro. Like, he really saved the game. It wasn't just him, but on offense and special teams, it was something great to see, man. It was definitely something great to see because, like, I just don't remember the last time we had that kind of juice with somebody. Like, that kind of juice back there to where it's like, okay, nah, like, we really got something for real. But just following it all, man, like, just thinking back on everything, it would have been so crazy if Malachi didn't end up here at the U. It would have been crazy, bro, because he was potentially going elsewhere. You imagine if Malachi would have ended up at Bama doing this kind of stuff with like Ryan Williams? Like, we would have been tight and everybody would have, oh, Miami never get the players from down here to stay. But he stayed. He stayed. And you even see it, man, like with, after the FSU game, the post on IG, my boy, just on a random Thursday or whatever it is, everybody got the game ain't based on sympathy shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like, he over there out there in the mud, like representing the city, because that's what the city will do. The city will embrace you and show you love if you stay here and help do what needs to be done. And I just wanted to shout him out, man. It's crazy, so far how this year is going. And I continue to expect great things from this kid. And I think one of the biggest things that Mario also always points out is how hard he works. Like, his level of effort on every play really sets him apart from other players in general. Like, when you pay attention to how hard he be trying to block, or if somebody else spring a play, he's on the field, he's super pumped, he excited. Like, they say the kid work ethic from day one was through the roof. So he's gotten stronger and he's gotten faster since he's gotten here through the strength and conditioning program, man. So a lot of great things coming from him. And I know a lot of y'all Canes fans probably don't, want to hear nothing like this, but because I know some of y'all loved X, but let's keep it real here. We got a little bit of time. Malachi is an upgrade from Xavier Restrepo in every facet. He's faster, for sure. He's way more explosive. If you want to say hands are even, cool. the way Malachi runs those routes, like, and X was a great route runner, but the way Malachi runs his, he is turning people around, right? In the punt return game, X was back there because he was sure-handed. Malachi is back there because he's explosive. So I'm saying all of that to say I cannot think of one aspect where I would say Restrepo is like clearly better than Malachi. And even if there's some areas where it's questionable, he's a true freshman. He a true freshman, bro. Like, we didn't really get anything out of X until, was it year 3? Year 3 or 4. I can't remember if he red-shirted and then he had his 2, but it was later on. Like, we getting this out the gate with Malachi. Out the gate. So, yes, I said it. He's better than Restrepo. He is definitely better than Restrepo. And y'all know I love Barrios. Love Brax. Love him. At this rate, like, now that I'm really thinking about it, and y'all can tell me in the comments because I may not be thinking about, I may be missing some people. Since Miami has won a national championship, I cannot think of a slot wide receiver that's better. Malachi might be the best slot wide receiver Miami done had in the last 23 years. 24. I can't think of anybody. So if y'all can think of somebody, let me know. Who do y'all think was the best slot wide receiver since the last time Miami won a chip, which was 01? Who is the best slot wide receiver Miami has had since then? Because I'm thinking about it, and I can't think of anybody better than Malachi Toney. And that's crazy to say. Absolutely crazy. So that's just kind of where we at with it, man. Malachi is definitely on track to break the record. Nobody's really talking about it right now. I know we in the midst of the season, but the record's going to be broken, man. And he's about to be standing alone in them record books. And it would be so fitting if he got more than 1,000 just because, right? If he gets more than 1,000 just because, that's so fitting. But, man, that's just kind of where we at with it. Like, the impact has been crazy, bro. And then another thing with X, and then we'll get off this. Xavier Restrepo never gave us a big game against Florida State. Malachi got one of those. I honestly don't even remember X having a big game against an ACC opponent that really mattered. And this isn't me trying to down X because I loved X. I'm just trying to express that there's levels when it comes to talent and when it comes to just the overall impact that players have. And for him to be a true freshman and to come in and against Notre Dame, pop it off, have the game he had against FSU, like, to have the impact on this game, even though it wasn't like a crazy, it was a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And it's not bursting no pipes. It's just making diamonds when you talk about baby Jesus. So make no mistake about it, man. We are witnessing greatness right here in front of us. You heard it here first, man. Malachi gonna break that record, and not only is he gonna break the record, statistically and impact-wise, he's having the greatest freshman year that we've ever seen at UM for wide receiver. It's the Games Get Played Network, man. Shout out to baby Jesus. The game ain't based on sympathy. We out.